How far would you go to break free? This story twists love into obsession and rebellion into ruthless ambition, shattering every limit along the way.
Hey folks, Mahi here. Heads up, there are spoilers ahead, so grab your snacks and let's dive into today's story.
The movie begins with a young girl named Katherine, who is married off to an older man, Alexander. She is attended by a maid, Anna, and is left alone to await her husband. Upon his arrival, Alexander immediately asserts his authority, coldly informing Katherine that she will remain at home at all times and is not allowed to go anywhere. He commands Anna to remove Katherine's nightgown, then turns off the lights and lies down in bed without another word. On her first day of marriage, Katherine spends her time sitting by the windowsill, gazing out at the bleak and lifeless landscape. The next morning, Anna opens the windows in Katherine's room, but her monotonous and gray existence continues. Her only sources of escape are the view of nature outside and the warmth of the fireplace, in front of which she often drifts off to sleep. One evening, Katherine grows weary and leaves dinner before it is over, retreating to her room. This angers Boris, Alexander's domineering father, who reprimands her and demands that she stay awake and wait for her husband in the bedroom. He instructs Anna to ensure his orders are followed. Later that night, a drunken Alexander enters Katherine's room, once again ordering her to remove her nightgown. Obediently, she sits by the fireplace with her back turned, while Alexander performs disturbing and degrading acts. The next morning, Katherine asks Boris where her husband has gone. Boris explains that Alexander has gone to one of the family-owned mines to deal with an explosion. He adds that he too will be leaving the estate for business the next day, leaving Katherine alone for the first time. Once the old man departs, Katherine steps outside and breathes in the fresh air, an exhilarating moment of freedom after so long in confinement. The following morning, Anna and another maid also leave the house. Katherine falls asleep by the fireplace as usual, but is startled awake by loud noises outside. Venturing out, she hears voices coming from one of the buildings. Inside, she discovers farm workers tormenting Anna, who is suspended in a sheet. Sebastian, one of the workers, dismissively says they are weighing pigs. Katherine orders Anna's release and warns Sebastian and the workers about wasting Alexander's resources on such foolishness. She asserts her authority, declaring that Anna will now oversee them. After a sleepless night, Katherine goes for a walk and encounters Sebastian again. When he points out that she should return to the house, Katherine coyly smiles, signaling the start of her quiet defiance. As night falls, Katherine hears a knock at the door. Upon opening it, she finds Sebastian, who claims he is dying of boredom. Katherine tries to close the door, but Sebastian forces his way into her room. Cornering her, he attempts to kiss her, but Katherine pushes him away, only to then passionately kiss him herself, driven by her hunger for male attention. For the first time, Katherine wakes up happy the next morning. From that day forward, she and Sebastian meet secretly to satisfy their desires. One morning, while picking mushrooms, Anna encounters Sebastian walking his dogs. She hints that his secret meetings with Katherine could end badly, but Sebastian responds with a threat. That night, Sebastian visits Katherine again, and Anna witnesses this through the keyhole. The next morning, Anna enters Katherine's room, opens the windows, and informs her that Boris has returned from his trip to London. At dinner, Boris asks Anna to bring him champagne, but Katherine has already drunk it in secret. Boris humiliates Anna, forcing her to crawl on all fours like an animal. Upon discovering Katherine's affair, Boris confronts Sebastian in the barn, beats him, and orders him to be locked up. When Katherine demands Sebastian's release, Boris slaps her. Their argument escalates and Boris retreats to his room. Katherine blocks his door with a chair and asks Anna to sit with her, as she dislikes dining alone. Boris begins knocking on the door, claiming he is unwell, but Katherine orders Anna not to open it. When the shouting and knocking stop, Katherine sends Anna to fetch a doctor and rushes to the barn where Sebastian is imprisoned. The doctor arrives and confirms Boris's death. Later, Katherine receives a letter from Alexander, who cannot attend his father's funeral. Katherine believes Alexander hated Boris, which explains his absence. After burying Boris, Katherine openly begins her relationship with Sebastian. The maids gossip about Boris's death, and Anna blames herself, believing it was caused by the mushrooms Katherine had picked. Katherine reassures Sebastian, claiming Anna's illness will prevent her from revealing anything. Katherine confesses her love to Sebastian, promising to stay with him forever, even beyond death. One night, Katherine hears a noise and sees Alexander's horse outside. She wakes Sebastian and hides him in the back room. When Alexander arrives, he notices Katherine's changed appearance and confronts her about her infidelity. threatening to throw Sebastian out. Katherine retrieves Sebastian from the back room and provocatively climbs on top of him in front of Alexander. Enraged, Alexander attacks Katherine and fights Sebastian. Katherine grabs a poker and kills Alexander. Sebastian buries Alexander's body in the woods, and Katherine kills Alexander's horse to erase evidence of his return. Sebastian becomes plagued by insomnia, but Katherine insists they are now free to live happily. Their peace is disrupted by Agnes, who arrives with a boy named Teddy. She claims Teddy is Alexander's son and heir, presenting official documents as proof. Katherine is skeptical, but Sebastian believes Agnes is lying, as Alexander could only have fathered a child through artificial means. Fearing consequences, Sebastian refuses to continue his relationship with Katherine while Teddy is present. Katherine is left watching Teddy and Anna play together in the mornings. Katherine notices Sebastian walking with Anna. Frustrated, she runs out into the street, where Teddy begins to bother her. She pushes him away, causing the boy to flee in tears. Sebastian scolds her, but Katherine brushes it off and returns to her room. Later, Anna arrives to inform her that Teddy is missing. They search for him, and Sebastian finds the boy by the waterfall, gazing at the raging river. A sinister plan forms in Sebastian's mind, but his conscience stops him. Sebastian brings Teddy back to the house, where Agnes scolds him. She insists Teddy needs rest and asks Sebastian to fetch a blanket, as the boy has developed a cold. Humiliated by her harshness, Sebastian contemplates leaving the manor. He tells Katherine that he had an opportunity to kill the Leicester heir by the waterfall, but couldn't go through with it. Katherine persuades him to stay, and joins him in the room where Agnes is watching over Teddy. Katherine convinces Agnes to rest, promising to care for the boy herself. After Agnes leaves, Katherine sneaks Sebastian into the room through the window, and together they smother Teddy. Katherine then sits by his bedside waiting for dawn until Anna enters the room, overcome with guilt. Sebastian, distraught, weeps over Alexander's grave. He rushes back to the manor, where Katherine deceives the doctor, claiming she fell asleep and woke to find Teddy already dead. The doctor examines Teddy's fresh bruises and asks Katherine if anyone could have entered the room while she was sleeping. At that moment, Sebastian storms in and confesses to killing Teddy. He also exposes Katherine, revealing the murders of Alexander and Boris, whom Katherine poisoned with mushrooms. Katherine denies everything, insisting Anna was responsible for collecting the mushrooms. She accuses Anna of poisoning Boris, especially after he had severely beaten Sebastian and locked him in the barn. But Anna, left mute after Boris's death, cannot confirm or deny the accusations. Her silence leaves her vulnerable, and she is implicated in Katherine's crimes. Sebastian and Anna are sentenced to hard labor, while the other servants abandon the estate. Katherine, now pregnant, is left alone in the empty manor. This marks the end of the film. So that's it. If you enjoyed this movie, share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to check out the recommended movie on your screen right now. Watch it and join Mahi's movie recaps.